I'm here. I'm here. I'm coming. I'm coming. Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up there, shut-ins? Welcome to week 5 of Pantless bartending. Noticed on Twitter this past week, the actor Stanley Tucci, loved that guy. He made a Negroni. He made a video with a Negroni. He got 3,149 likes, 639 retweets. Okay, and I got to admit, Stanley Tucci's pretty cool, so he deserves that. But you know, the one thing he didn't do it pantless. And as we say, if while we're shut in here, if you're going through the whole day with pants on, you're doing it wrong. So pants come off. Today we are making the Gin Gimlet, or if you've had too many of them, then you call it the Gin Gimlet. It's a very basic recipe. Raymond Chandler, in his novel The Long Goodbye, said that the perfect Gin Gimlet was equal parts gin and Rose's lime juice. And I love Rose's lime juice, and that's how I originally made this. You make it with fresh lime, though. It's just a little bit better, and then you can actually do some twists off of that. So we're going to start with fresh lime juice. Classic cocktail shaker here. Great yard sale find, vintage shaker. We're going to make it in that. It's a sports-themed shaker, too, so you got to like that. And what you basically get with one lime about this size, there's half of it, is you're going to get about 2 ounces of lime juice off of one lime. So we're just going to squeeze the heck out of this thing. The Gin Gimlet was actually maybe my first cocktail, and yeah, well under the age of 21. My dad made some Gin Gimlet, and they didn't finish it, and he stuck it in a container and put it in the refrigerator. And I got to admit, like, once again, well under the age of 21, I got in there and took a couple of hits off that and loved it. Didn't make a Gin Gimlet again till I was well into my 20s, maybe even close to 30 years of age. And I remember I was going to a party with some Spokesman Review people, and I brought the makings for a whole bunch of Gin Gimlet, and I basically spent the whole night making these drinks for a bunch of drunk newspaper people. And the stories are true. Newspaper people can drink. I'll tell you absolutely for sure on that one. So I got 2 ounces of lime juice, and then we're going to have to sweeten that. Now, a recipe would normally call for equal parts of fresh lime juice and the simple syrup. But what I'm going to do is I like it more tart. You can go up to 2 ounces of simple syrup on this. I'm going to go 1 ounce because I like it tart. Anywhere in between 1 and 2 ounces to your taste is a good way to go on that. And then we're going to go with 3 ounces of gin. So we'll go with the 1 ounce on this side. And that's 1.5 ounces. That's 2.5 and a little bit more. Makes it 3 ounces of gin. Perfect. Or close to perfect. All right. We're going to add the ice here. And you could also, with this cocktail, you could just stir it on ice and then strain it over fresh ice. But this is a great shaking cocktail. The other thing you can do is before you shake it, put in some basil or some mint just to give it the aromatic pleasure of one of those herbs, and it's really pretty good. But as I said, we're not stirring. We are definitely shaking on this thing, and you got to shake it up pretty good. Alexa, play.
Shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up.
Alexa, pause. All right, the more these vintage cocktail shakers, a little bit of a problem. It's got a strainer on the top here, but I like to strain quickly. So the thing is that the more you shake, the more it's going to dilute, and actually the more liquid you're going to get. So if you got a bunch of people and you're running low on alcohol, you might shake it a little bit more. You get a slightly more diluted cocktail, but you end up with more stuff to work with. So we're going to just strain this into a coupe. Remember the coupe glass from when we did the Manhattan. All right, we're going to strain that in there. And what I'm going to do is, because I didn't put any herbs or anything in there, I'm going to drop in a leftover that we had from the Pim's cup last week. I'm going to drop in a couple of thin slices of cucumber. And then when you drink that, you just get a little bit of the scent of the cucumber when you're drinking it. It's really good, perfectly tart for me. Feel free to add more sugar if you like it. As always, leave the pants on, take the pants off, I don't care. But enjoy your shut-in bartending. We'll come up with maybe a better recipe for you next week. All right? Enjoy. Alexa, play.
Shake it up.